As several Western nations announce their recognition of Palestinian statehood, many in the occupied West Bank are responding with cautious skepticism, welcoming the move but insisting it is far too little, far too late. On September 21st, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and Portugal said their countries officially recognized Palestine as a state. They were followed by France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and other countries a day later.
This move comes very late. There's no real pressure on the Zionist entity. Our lands are being seized historically in the West Bank, and settlements are spreading like cancer. Unless there's real force to make the entity withdraw from the West Bank and stop the genocide in Gaza, what's the point of these recognitions? The countries that recognize Palestine are heavily complicit.
These recognitions help tip the power imbalance in favor of Palestinian struggle, but more effort is needed to turn them into action on the ground. Through sanctions and dismantling of the occupation, apartheid, and radical discrimination.
Following the announcements, Israeli officials called for the formal annexing of the West Bank, which has been under military occupation since 1967. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu doubled down on insisting no Palestinian state would be created and that building illegal settlements would continue. Since the war on Gaza, Israel has intensified its de facto annexation, subjecting millions of Palestinians to deepening confinement, military oppression, and fragmentation.
It is a positive step, but it is not sufficient on its own. Israel responds to such recognition with further annexation, the imposition of sovereignty, more land confiscations, and increased restrictions on Palestinians.
Residents in the occupied West Bank expressed fear that their already harsh existence could get even worse. The Palestinian Authority, which was created in the early 1990s and has control over only 18% of the occupied West Bank, says it will continue to strive for a Palestinian state side by side with an Israeli one.
We see this as a practical step to protect the Palestinian people, their rights, and the two-state solution. It's not just symbolic, but effective. The countries that recently recognized Palestine have started taking real measures to hold this regime accountable and push for the right equation, ending the Israeli colonial occupation.
For most on the ground, an immediate halt to the massacre of Palestinians in Gaza is incomparably more urgent than any recognition of statehood. With diplomatic momentum building, Palestinians are watching closely to see whether these political gestures will be backed by real consequences for Israel, or whether they are mere words aimed at deflecting a growing global movement for Palestine and its people. Zena Tahhan, TRT World, Ramallah, occupied West Bank.